To all the dads. To all the dads held in captivity by Hamas for over 120 days, we vow to bring you home.
To anyone that is protesting or demanding for a ceasefire, let's be honest here. Why aren't you protesting to bring them all home right now? Bring all of these people back home now.
Do you see this thing? Mm-hmm. Do you know what it is?
Why don't you tell everybody?
This says bring them home. The hostages.
Adams, you're complicit in the genocide of Palestinians. I just want to know how many Palestinian children, how many killed Palestinian children will it take for you to call for a ceasefire, Eric Adams? That's all I want to know.
Bring the hostages home.
Wow.
Per the New York Times, as talks continued in Cairo toward an Israel-Hamas ceasefire, Israeli media reported on Wednesday that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had told his negotiators not to take part. The Hostages and Missing Persons Families Forum, the main alliance of the hostages' family members, responded to the reports by protesting outside the homes of Mr. Netanyahu, Yoav Gallant, Israel's defense minister, and Benny Gantz, a member of Israel's war cabinet, on Wednesday evening. This decision amounts, in effect, to sacrificing knowingly all of the hostages' lives, the Hostages and Missing Persons Families Forum said in a statement. That's what the hostage families actually think. If alleged sexual predator Eric Adams actually bothered to learn or actually cared about the hostages. Politicians and celebrities alike have flocked to the safe option with regard to the genocide in Gaza, condemning the October 7th attack, then complete and total radio silence from there on out, while Israel deliberately induces a famine in Gaza and carries out one of the most destructive bombing campaigns in human history. No, there aren't little pictures on their Instagram stories or other virtue signaling when Israel perpetrates a Holocaust that makes October 7th look like a border skirmish. People have rushed to the cause of the hostages. Jerry Seinfeld traveled to Israel. Celebrities adopted hostages. Jason Alexander pretended to be a little boy.
This is Ohad. He's 9. In fact, he celebrated his 9th birthday days ago as a hostage of Hamas. Today, I will be his voice. Hi, I'm Ohad. I'm 9 years old.
Let me ask you this. Do celebrities and politicians actually care about the hostages? Why don't they call for a ceasefire? After all, it was during the cessation of hostilities, a ceasefire, a week-long ceasefire, in November that Hamas released 110 hostages. Since then, they've rescued 3 and killed 3, at least, since Hamas says that a good amount of them have been killed by Israel bombing. One option actually bears results. So then why aren't people who are championing the cause of the hostages calling for a ceasefire? Per the Times of Israel, it is believed that 130 hostages abducted by Hamas on October 7th remain in Gaza, not all of them alive, after 105 civilians were released from captivity during a week-long truce in late November, and 4 hostages were released prior to that. The IDF has confirmed the deaths of 29 of those still held by Hamas, citing new intelligence and findings obtained by troops operating in Gaza. So the longer this goes on without a ceasefire in place, the more hostages will die? Why don't Zionists want a ceasefire then? Why would Zionists, in effect, support keeping the hostages inside Gaza rather than negotiating to release them? Why keep them inside Gaza, where they are sitting under one of the most destructive bombing campaigns ever recorded? Robert Pape told the Financial Times earlier in the month, between 1942 and 1945, the Allies bombed 51 German towns and cities, destroying some 40 to 50% of the urban areas there. This comprised some 10% of all the buildings in all of Germany. This compared to 33% of buildings across Gaza that have been totally destroyed. In Iraq, as reported by the Associated Press on December 22nd, during the 2014 to 2017 campaign to defeat the Islamic State in Iraq, the U.S.-led coalition carried out nearly 15,000 strikes across the country. By comparison, the Israeli military said they conducted 22,000 strikes in the last week. Why would they want them in an area where Israel has induced a famine? Why do they respond, "Bring the hostages home," when we call for a ceasefire, when they can only be brought home with a ceasefire? Do they want the hostages killed? Or is it not about the hostages at all? Is it about blindly supporting Israel no matter what? Supporting their assault on Gaza because it's Israel and don't ask any questions about it? Is it religious fundamentalism? Is it hatred? Because how could someone justify what is happening in Gaza currently if you didn't absolutely despise the people inside of Gaza? Whatever it is, and maybe there are multiple reasons, I'd like to hear from you. Talk about it in the comments, maybe join the Discord to come discuss with all of us. We'd love to have you. Join that by scanning the QR code to get the link to the cord. I'm honestly curious. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll have more videos on the way. Thanks everyone, and take care.